All right, guys. Hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time where we can relax and craft and work on a project together and just hang out and chit chat, which is super fun. Best part of the day, hanging out with you guys. And today we just finished, well, yesterday we finished up the Unicorn by Heidi Boyd. We formed her little hair a little bit more with some needle felting. So, oh, and we made a little cute little birdie to go with them. So that is, we finished that up yesterday. I don't think I have the YouTube up for that, but I will get that up tonight. So if you're waiting for the last day of the little unicorn, I will get that up. And today we are jumping back to the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home Block of the Month Quilt Along. So we are currently stitching block 4. I just have a pile of embroidery to do on this, and then we have the whole border around it yet. So starting next week, we are going to be getting the sashing instructions. Sashing is like a border in between the blocks. We're going to get those instructions, and we're going to get the instructions for the full border. So technically, we will be able to finish the whole entire front of the I Love Home Block of the Month quilt along starting next week. However, I need to get this block done before I can do any of that. So we're going to work on this for the next couple days, for the rest of the week, and we'll continue working on it even though we get the sashing and border instructions. We'll work on that, and then we'll jump to assembling the front of the quilt right after that. So maybe we'll even be on time. We'll see. But that is the plan for the next couple weeks. And then we will be doing the coloring in with crayons of an embroidery before we stitch the embroidery. I've not done that before. We're going to do that with the Tweet House, which is one of my patterns. And so we'll be doing that towards the end of December. So I will be sure to send out an email about that once we get a little closer, and I'll let you guys know about that as well. But that is the schedule coming up. Tonight we will be doing more embroidery. So let's see how far we can get on this tonight. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip you around. Let's get started. All right, I got Zeb and Phil hanging out with me again here. Zeb has my embroidery needle, so let's get that. We need a scissors. Let's choose the purple stork scissors tonight. And all right, I have my embroidery hoop here. I have wrapped the inner hoop. You don't need to do this. I showed how to do this in an earlier video, but it does help protect the it helps protect the fabric a little bit because it's just a softer edge that we're dealing with. So, all right, I'm gonna get this back in. I think I'm gonna start, we left off at the heart here. So I'm gonna finish up these little bloops and then jump up to here, and then I think finish this roof, and then I don't know, maybe we'll finish the outline, and then we'll jump back and do the windows and the doors and the little hearts. So we got a little ways to go yet tonight. So I think we'll be working on this a couple days yet for the embroidery, and then we have to do the whole border yet as well. But I haven't looked at this in a couple weeks. It's fun to see again. I forgot that how much I love how the flowers turned out here. So I don't know, I'm excited to work on it again. All right, so just getting her in the hoop. All right, tighten it up. All right, then I have my giant cone of floss here. I use this for making my embroidery kits, and I thought I love it. I love working from the giant cone, so that's what we got going here again. All right, I'm gonna trim a piece of thread off of here. I just touched up my nails, so I have a feeling I'm going to stab. I'm going to like smear nail polish everywhere. All right, I'm going to take this apart one thread at a time again. I am separating it into 2 sets of 3. It comes with 6 strands, and I want 2 sets of 3. So I'm going to pull it out one at a time, Let it dangle behind me. There's one. Here's the second one. I just kind of run my hand through it to get it straight again before pulling the next strand out. And here's the third. Let it bubble up behind you, and then it just releases. There we go. So we'll save this piece for later once we run out of this. Okay, let's match up these ends and we can get started. Ooh, you're knitting socks tonight, Tamara? That's awesome. Oh man, I have a problem with knitting socks though. Anything that I have to do twice, I don't know, I'm not very good at that. I used to do a bunch of slippers and that was hard enough. You know, I like doing projects where you do the one thing and then you're done. So I never could get into socks. First of all, most of that yarn kind of itches my feet a little bit, but just the idea that I have to do a whole nother one. I don't know. There's something about that that's holding me back from... Oh, you know what? I didn't need to tie a knot here. I just went into autopilot mode. I'm going to cut that knot off. What I am going to do is I'm going to weave in the end right here. And that's all we need to do. I don't need a knot. So I'm going to let it just dangle a little there. Oh, you're doing the... Okay, yeah, so the knit at the same time. So I have heard that before, Jenna, where you get the long circular knitting needles, and then you knit two at the same time. You know what? That's something I might be able to handle. I might actually like that a lot because it's got some magic in it. I like when crafting has a little bit of magic in it. And that has some efficiency and magic in it, which are two things I really like. Efficiency and magic. That sounds like should be the name of a book or something. I don't know. It's a weird combo, but that's what that knitting the two socks at once seems like to me. So that, you know, now that you say that, I think that is something I might have to try sometime. But one at a time, I just don't know. Don't know if I could do it. All right, getting started again. We're doing, I'm going to move Zeb out of the way so I don't knock him over. But we're doing these like little fly stitches or open chain stitches. So it's just like a single chain stitch, but instead of coming back to the same point, we're going a stitch length away. Oh, you do the 4-needle knitting. Tamara, that is something I have not ever got comfortable with. I mean, I can do it where you knit with the 4 double-sided needles. Is that what you're talking about, the double-sided needles? I mean, I do that when I need to get smaller and smaller and I need to use the 4 or the double-pointed needles, but man, there's no comfort there yet. There's just, I think there's the fear of what if it falls off sort of thing. And I'm not good at where the 2 needles join. I always get the, that kind of bar, like that kind of gap. And I haven't figured that out yet. So I don't know, definitely not comfortable with that. I like, if I can use some oh gosh, my brain's going away, but the knitting needles that have that connection, circular needles, sheesh. Okay, if I can use circular needles, that's my choice every time. But the bummer with that is that you always have to have the right length of needle, and that's no good. But yeah, I like my one-off knitting projects. I do actually like knitting washcloths, so that's a lot of the same thing, but I consider that a lot of one project. Or no, I consider it one project that I've done a lot of times. That's what I mean. I don't consider it like, oh my God, now I have to do another one. Like, it's not a requirement for me to knit more than one, you know? Whereas with a sock, that's kind of a requirement. I have knit a stocking before, like a Christmas stocking, but it's not quite a sock, is it? A form of a sock. I did actually make 2 of those, but I don't know. Still not socks. You've done a lot of the washcloths, Phyllis. Yep, I don't know. There's something really fun about making those. I like it. I don't know why. All right, this little heart is done. So let's continue with the roof. The house in it. What do you use to transfer the pattern onto the fabric? So I did this with a light table, and you can use a bright window. So we had the pattern, and I just used a water-soluble marking pen. That's the blue lines, and I traced right through it. That's how I transferred it this time. And you know, normally I like using my sulky stick and stitch, which used to be called sulky Fabri-Sulky. It's that embroidery stabilizer that you can print right to it, and then it sticks on like a sticker, and then you stitch through that sticker basically, and then it dissolves in water. That's what I usually like doing because I don't have to trace the design. It comes out perfect how the designer intended, because I'm just printing their lines directly onto that stick and stitch. But this has all this applique with it, and I didn't want to applique over the embroidery stabilizer. So because of the applique, I needed to do it a little differently, and that's why I traced it. I used the tracing method for this design. Oh, knitting for 53 years. Learned when you were 4. That's awesome, Tamara. Yeah, knitting is kind of my go-to, just completely chill out project. And I think maybe that's why I do a lot of washcloths, is because there's a very, very minimal thinking involved. I can just kind of zen out a little bit. I don't even have to pick colors. Still with embroidery, I gotta pick what stitch. I gotta watch how thick the line is. I have to pick what colors next. I gotta pick where to start next. That's too much thinking to zen out completely. With knitting, I just knit to the end of the row, knit to the end of the row, knit to the end of the row, or whatever it is, like knit 2, purl 2, and there's no more thinking besides that. Oh, that would be fun, Deborah, to do a little knitting project here. We could do like a little the basics of knitting, and then maybe do a washcloth. I wouldn't mind doing that. Maybe that'll be one of our 2018 projects. We got a lot of projects lined up already, so I'll have to get the extended schedule together. But yeah, coming up we have the Christa quilts, the Charming Chevrons quilt, and that's where I'm going to try and learn how to machine quilt, free motion quilt a little bit better. So I'm excited about that, but we'll have a few smaller projects, and maybe a washcloth would be a good thing to do. That when you want to zen, you want to zen. Exactly, Phyllis. This is just slightly too stimulating, the embroidery, to call it my complete zone out zen craft. So sometimes I'll go in between knitting and crochet projects. I always have one hanging out somewhere if I just need to stitch a few stitches or something. So I have kind of a few in progress things. But yeah, that's kind of my chill out project. And man, I still have all those quilts to finish, and I don't know. They'll all get done eventually, I think. Soon I'll just have my basket of knitting stuff. All the quilts will be done. Maybe, I don't know if that'll ever happen. soon this house is just gonna be filled with quilts. You're gonna walk in and you'll be like, oh my God, I can't make it through. Too many quilts. Oh, you have your fabrics for the charming chevrons. That's awesome, Lucy. So I think I have all mine picked out as well. I don't think I'm doing the value very well. Like I don't think I have I don't have lights, mediums, and darks or something like that. It's all gonna kind of meld together as like a medium overall. But there's nothing wrong with it. That's just a value, that's a low contrast value, right? So there's not a lot of contrast between lights and darks. It's all kind of the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different look. So I think that's kind of going to be my look. Although I think I might have cut enough fabric for a queen size quilt, but I'm not sure if I pulled enough. So, okay, so for the chevrons quilt, I think I have it behind me yet. So here's the project. It's the charming chevrons. But if you look, like every other zigzag is a bunch of different colors, and then the background zigzag is all the same color. So here it's a gray and here it's a blue. I think I cut enough of that fabric. The instructions are on the back of how much you need, but I think I cut enough for the back fabric for a queen size quilt. I'm not sure I have enough fabric of the colorful fabric. I'm not sure I pulled enough of that for a queen size quilt, and I can't remember. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll cut I don't remember what the instructions say, but I think I'll cut the background fabric first, just to make sure that it was queen size. I just cannot remember if I did a lap size or a queen size. I think I did a queen though, because we have an extra fold out couch, and I was thinking, oh, this could be for the fold out couch if someone comes, a queen size. So I think that's why in my head it was a queen size. But I'm gonna cut those first, whatever fabric I need for that just to confirm, and then I'll cut my other fabric, and if I need more because I didn't pull enough, I'll just have to scramble and find a few more fabrics that will go with it. So that's kind of my plan, is just to kind of go with the flow a little bit. Oh, you're doing a layer cake with a white background. Oh, that's a good way to do it. I think the white will be really pretty. So we're going to be doing that granny square style quilt where it just, it's not crochet or anything like that, but it is reminiscent of those blankets, but they're quilts. But it's a quilt. So I'll have more on that project, more info on that soon, but we'll do that like later in the year. So that'll be like, that'll be summer of next year. So we don't have to worry about that quite yet. But I think for that one, I might do a white background with scraps for all the granny squares. Just because that's kind of what I think in my head for a granny square. You're going to make the half square triangles using a 10-inch layer cake. Oh, then you can make 8 at a time. That's pretty sweet. Here you're chatting about projects and now it makes me want to do it. That's awesome, Holly. That'd be great. Then we can all work on it together. But yeah, so there are definitely a couple quilt projects that we have scheduled, and they're quilt projects, so they take a while. But I do want to throw in next year a few fun little projects, especially like the unicorn that we just did, and we're going to be doing that embroidery coming up. Little projects like that, because you need a breather sometimes in the middle of bigger projects or in between big projects, or I do at least. I need like a little short-term win. So we'll definitely schedule some smaller projects as well. I have the big projects planned, but not many of the smaller ones yet. So we'll look for some smaller projects for 2018 still. Oh, having projects lined up helps you prevent from buying fabric. Man, I am still in the use everything I got mode. Even though I know I bought fabric for that the hourglass quilt, but man, I don't know. I got all these scraps around, and now that I've organized my fabric a little bit more, all I want to do is use it up. I want to like see the last scrap go away. I know that's crazy. That's never going to happen, and why would I want it to happen? But I want to see the bins get smaller and smaller. I have all my fabric stored in plastic bins, and I love when 2 bins get to be low enough that you can combine bins. I don't know. There's something completely satisfying about that for me. So if I can keep doing that with the fabric, that'd be super cool. All right, that was our first thread. I'm gonna get our second one here. So this is what we split before. I'm gonna actually separate these 3 strands just because it'll get rid of the twist, and then all my stitches will lay a little flatter if I separate them first and then put them back together. All right, let's sneak these 3 together again. All right. Now I'm not going to tie a knot at the end again because I'm just going to weave in to the backs of the stitches. But let's take a look at this again here. I got to map it out. I always try and oops, lost a thread there. Come back. There we go. I always try and map out where I'm gonna go. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of want to finish the outside of the house, but I didn't really map this all that well. I think what we'll do is I'll just start from here where we left off, and I'll go around the edge here, and then I'll come down here, and we might actually be out of thread by then, but if not, I'll jump to this window and start the little window, because this isn't that big of a jump. So I don't mind doing that, and then we'll come back and do the last little line, and then we'll finish the long arm quilting nook there. All right, let's weave in the end. And we'll start it up again. Oops, I think I'm pulling out my last end a little bit. See if I can get that pushed down again. There we go. One more time. Ooh, I caught on the zeb over there. All right, let's trim that end. Trim this other end too. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's start stitching. Oh, yay, thanks, Lucy. All right, let's see. Let's start stitching. I think I might have missed a few of you guys' comments. I'll have to look at them after. But if you asked a question, just ask it again. Yeah, I'm liking the English paper piecing again. We'll have to do one of those. You know what we haven't done in a while is foundation paper piecing, where we sew onto the paper and make the really intricate designs. That'd be fun to do again. We'll have to find a fun little project for that. That would be a quick little project if we just did not a whole quilt, but just like a little piece that we could, I don't know, make into a little bag or a little pouch or something. That might be fun to do some foundation paper piecing and make like a zipper pouch or something. Learn how to do a little zipper. I could test the zipper foot on my new on the new presser feet that I got. That'd be kind of fun. Alrighty. Almost done with the roof. I'd like to at least get the outline done tonight. And you don't have to do the outline all at once. It just makes me feel like I'm getting a lot done all at once. Oh, you've never done foundation paper piecing? Oh, then we should for sure do it. Oh, you want to do the trinket box, but the zippers scare you. Yeah, we could make just a really simple zipper pouch. And that would maybe be a good little intro to zippers. And, you know, I'm not a professional at zippers or anything, but I do make the zipper pouch every once in a while. And there's a few ways to deal with the zippers, but we can do some fun. Sharon, I have lately, you know, right when all the rules started, then I couldn't bring a scissors or anything. But lately, in the past couple of years, I have not had any problem with embroidery supplies getting through TSA or like an airplane or anything. I do, if I have like a kind of poor scissors, not a poor scissors, but if I have I don't bring my favorite scissors. Let's just say it that way. If they want to take my scissors away, I don't want it to be a perfect one. So I do bring a scissors, but it's like my least favorite one that still cuts. And actually, I've never had it taken or anything. So these days, I think you're fine with the, you know, small embroidery scissors and the needles and all of that. I have not had a problem lately. If you're traveling, though, and embroidery, I do recommend having a little Ziploc baggie just for your scraps, because then whenever you like snip a little end off, you know, you have all these little fuzzles of garbage, you can put them in a little baggie, and then it's not like all over the seat, or it's like, what do I do with this, all these fuzzles and stuff? So I always have an extra little baggie just for like the discards. That's my embroidery travel tip there. And I always put everything in a container, like a plastic Ziploc bag. Then if something spills or something, it's not going to get over anything. See you, Bonnie. Hopefully it works out. All right, now we'll head down the side of the house here again. Ooh, you took English paper piecing with you with the scissors. Okay. So yeah, I haven't had a problem with the scissors, but when all that TSA stuff started, my husband had gotten a children's book, and in the back of the children's book, in a blister pack, it had a little scissors in there with the curved edges, like a scissors you could probably barely cut paper with, like a little baby scissors. And they made him open up the blister pack, like tear the book apart, and he had to give up the scissors. Like, how crazy is that? Oh, you worked on your hedgehog, Jenna. That's awesome. Oh, you're happy to keep your eyes on the stitches, your mind on the stitches instead of the craziness. Oh, TSA rules. Okay, Lucy says TSA rules under 4-inch blades are okay. Well, then embroidery scissors are perfect. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's never a guarantee, right? Because it's people who like rules, and sometimes they want to show that the rules are the rules, and, you know, you can't argue with them or whatever. So be ready to give up anything, so I wouldn't bring your best stuff with you. Bring enough for it to work, but you'll probably not have any problems. What I used to do when I couldn't bring a scissors, I would bring a, what is that? a dental floss container. Oh yeah, Sue, just like what you're saying, a dental floss container, and use that to cut. But man, having a scissors is way nicer than that, especially when you need to snip close to the fabric. So I would bring your least favorite small scissors. All right, last stitch here. I'm gonna jump up to the corner of this window, and I'm gonna start stitching this window with whatever thread I have left. I might be able to make it up a side and a half. Oh, you're keeping your new teal penguin and fish scissors at home. That's cool. Yeah, I'd be nervous to bring those just because I wouldn't want them to take my pretty scissors. I'd be sad. I kind of have a designated travel embroidery scissors. I mean, I use it for other stuff, but if it went away, I wouldn't, I'd be, angry that they took it away because, like, give me a break. But I would survive. So that's the scissors that I bring. All right, I think we can probably, let's see, where do I want to stitch? I think I'm going to jump to the middle here, just because I don't want to do this top edge, because I want to do the top edge and have enough to do this heart. I don't think I have enough for that, so I'm going to just backtrack down the inside here. Oh, you signed up for an English paper piecing crafty class. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the trick, like when to start on anything. I don't know, 3 minutes every day and it'll eventually get done. Teeny little bits of consistency. I'm gonna stitch to the center here. Kind of all over the place here. Let's see if I can get these last 2 stitches before weaving in my end. When might you work on the pouch with the zipper? I came in on the end of the discussion. Oh, Maureen, I am not sure. I will, we just came up with that idea now. Although now that I think of it, we did talk about doing, scheduled for next year, we want to do the book cover for my book, and that has a zipper pouch built right into it. So that's what we'll do for the zipper pouch. Maybe we'll do another zipper pouch with that. Another, because that's kind of like a variation on a zipper pouch. But yeah, so we'll do that. I do not know when that's going to be, but that will definitely be one of these little projects that we pepper in with the larger ones. I have to schedule that. I'm super duper poor at scheduling. I think that's actually I'm trying to think of my word for next year. Do you guys come up with a word at all? I think one of my words was consistency, because I'm not very good at staying consistent on things. So I've really worked on that, and doing these scopes is a big part of that. But I'm getting a little bit better at that. But now, like, scheduling and having like the plan beforehand and stuff, like, I need a word that encompasses that idea. Being prepared before things come about, and having things all set up and ready to go. On a schedule calendar. I don't know. I need a good word that encompasses that idea. That I don't know, something that resonates a little bit. So thought about that today, and that's my new thing I gotta think about soon. But I think it's got to be that. It's got to be preparedness or something like that. All right, here we are. Let's get another deal here. Yeah, so Patty, that is actually the next project. So we will do the Tweet House embroidery pattern. my penguin and fish embroidery pattern. And I might do something a little special over the next couple days with that, so I will let you know about it. I'm going to split these threads again. But we're going to try doing the colored pencil, and maybe we'll do, I mean crayons. So I have crayons and I also have colored pencils. Maybe we'll do a little test before we actually draw on or color on the actual piece. So we'll see kind of our options, and then you can choose what you want to do. But then we'll color it in. It'll be just like one of those Zen coloring books, but we get to do it on fabric, and then we'll embroider on it when we're done too. I'm pretty stoked. I've never done that before, and I've seen it, but I haven't done it, and I think it's just going to be sweet. Jenna, yes, the Tweet House is available. It's on my website at Penguin and Fish. I think I probably have a direct link in this Facebook post somewhere. I have a PDF version. I also have an iron-on version. And I'm going to be doing something a little bonus thing for it coming up. And I'll let you know on that. But for anyone who's purchased it since I've started talking about this, so I've been kind of talking about it for the past month or so, and I know if you have bought it, I'll send you the bonus as well. So if you've already bought it, don't worry, you'll get it too. But yeah, I just have to do it. So I gotta find like maybe over this weekend I'll do this bonus that I kind of have planned to make it just a little more holiday-ish. Alrighty, because we'll get it done right before Christmas, but I want to do something to make it a little more wintry, the pattern. I use the color pencils to make the table runner. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at all of your pictures in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group again. I've had a few things come up over here, so I'm handling that. But then I'm gonna get back in the group. I feel like I've been missing out on seeing what all you guys have been making and stuff. So I'll get back in there real soon here. So sorry, I've been a tish absent lately there. We were almost done with this house border. That'll be nice. Then we're just filling it in. Maybe tonight yet we can get all this windows and hearts of this area done. That'd be cool. I think I'll probably just jump over to there, but more because I'm lazy. In the other blocks, I was kind of starting and stopping with each window, but I think I might just jump in between a few of them if it's a small jump. Few more stitches. Feels good working on this again. I'd love to be able to get it done before we start the sashing and the borders, but I have a hunch I think I'll have at least a day working on this before the sashing and the borders. So yeah, because it's already Thursday tomorrow. So I think Thursday and Friday we'll probably still be finishing up the stitching, and then we still have to do all the borders yet. The border of the block. So we'll be working on it a little while yet. I'm going to weave this in a little bit. I just want to get up to like the base of that window, and then I'm going to jump over to this window here. We're going to be a little awkward here. Like, we'll get this area done, and then I'll have to jump to this, and I might not have enough thread for that. We'll see. I like these little windows. have a plan for these little hearts, I think, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't done a little heart like that before, so I think I might do a little fly stitch like that and then a little V to connect it. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to it. It's coming together. I still really like the grass for this one with all the little flowers. I think the flower kind of mimics our big flower that we did up here, which was kind of a total accident, but I'm happy that it turned out that way. All right, I'm going to stitch a couple stitches on top here, and then I'm going to jump and do that heart. I do too, Gretchen. It's just a fun block for sure. This one might be my favorite, with that little flower, the needle turn flower. All right, so I'm just kind of making a V with the little fly stitches or that open chain stitch at the top. We'll see how that looks. Making sure I'm coming up in my loop here. Oh, I think this is gonna look just right. Oh, I know, there are some really beautiful Christmas projects out there, aren't there, Gretchen? I don't do a whole lot of holiday winter type stuff just because, you know, you kind of have to put it away in the summer. So I don't do much of that. Although our little embroidery, that'll be, well, that you'll have the option. You can do it wintry or you don't have to do it wintry. Okay, I love this way of doing the heart. So I'm just doing 2 little fly stitches on top and then connecting them with the little V here. And I think that worked out just perfect. I like it. There we go. Little heart. All right, we're almost done with this bit of floss. We have the inside of this window to do yet. I might not have enough floss for that, so I might have to do a little bit on this window, stop my floss, and then jump over to the second window. But oh well, that'll be fine. All right, 3 more stitches, I think. Oh yeah, it's Somewhere There by you, Kathleen. Well, with the tweet house, there's I think I'm gonna try and make a little winter version that like a little update to it. So there's a winter option. That's gonna be like the little bonus extra is a winter option of it. But you can do it as is though as well, because you'll get that pattern. And that one is probably more summery or springy. So you can do it either way. When we work on that project, it is not going to necessarily be a winter project. It can be up to you. But like it has a few little leaves in it, and I think for the winter version, I'll make those into like little evergreen branches or something like that. And maybe I'll use some like blue and wintry colors, because right now they're kind of bright summery colors. So there are options for sure. And you know, you can do it however you want to. We're gonna color it in and color it in with what feels best. So yeah, I don't have any of that done yet though, the extra winter one. So I will for sure let you guys know, and I'll send out an email about that once I get that far. So hopefully this week, and I can work on that a little bit. All right, we are almost out of floss. This is a weird place to end. I got like a lot of little fragments to finish, but that's how it goes sometimes. I think I'll maybe end with this stitch right here. Maybe I can get one more here. Yeah, I hope it turns out, Tamara. All right, I think we're gonna do one. Let's see, can I get the two? I think we're gonna stop there. All right, so I'm gonna just weave in the end. And you know what? I think we might leave it at that tonight. I have a thread all ready to go for tomorrow. And we'll finish these windows and try and get these other windows done as well tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Definitely would like to try and finish all the embroidery by Friday though. Okay, here we go. Very cute. All right, so I'm gonna flip you guys around and we will call it an evening. Hello, hello. So here we are again. Oh, it's cute in the hoop. So I'm gonna actually take it out of the hoop just to let it sit for a little while. I don't like leaving things in the hoop just because that can cause it to crease a little bit more. But there we are. There we got the full border on there, and the little hearts and the little windows started. I'm liking that. Oh, and we got the top heart done too. So all right, we will crank on this some more tomorrow, and that will be that. Oh, thanks so much, Joyce. Each house you do is my favorite. That's fun. I actually really love whichever one I'm working on too, so it's kind of a little fun phenomenon, I suppose. But all right, I will get this up onto YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies if you wanted to watch the replay there. I didn't put last night's up yet, and I'll do that right now as well. And then I will be here tomorrow again at 8:30 p.m. Central. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.